Okay, so we're going to graph exponential functions of e. So we have this function e of x. But what does e mean? E is about equivalent to 2.7. It's basically like pi. It goes on forever and ever. So we're going to have to round it. So this is x and this is y. For e, we have to plot several points, such as we can plot -1, we can plot 0, we can plot 1, and plot 2. Well, we already know for 0 it's going to be 1, and for 1 it's going to be 2.7. But if you want to, let's pull up the calculator real quick. What we could do 2.7 square, which would be 7.3. And then we could do 2.7, or yeah, there's actually an e right here. We can do e. No, that's okay, wait. E to the power. Let me see if there's a power for that. Can't find it. That's weird. But okay. E to the power -1 was about 1 by 3. We can assume that. Since it'll be 1 by 2.7. We can graph this. So we're gonna graph it. Okay. So we got negative. Our asymptotes for this is 0 and 0. -1 at 1 by 3. That's about here. 0 is at 1. 1 is at around 2.7. So 1 is about 2.7. And 2 is around 7.3. So 5, 7. So around 7.3 is like right here. So our graph is going to go like that. It's going to go up. That's going to go like that. That's basically our graph. Okay, now let's scratch that real quick and let's focus on a different problem. Okay, let's start on a different problem. Let's go make an equation real quick. Just zoom in. Let's say e to the let's say e to the power x minus 1 plus 2. This means our asymptotes are 1 and 2. So we're gonna graph do 1 or and 2. Actually, no, I really didn't. I messed up there. Let me just get that. Do okay. That was a very bad mess up. Let me just go to the graph. Get rid of these random points. We don't need them anymore. So we need to graph our asymptote, which is 1 and 2. So yeah, that's about how it's gonna go. So we can make a table real quick. So we can do 1, 2, and 3. So e to the power, we can also do 0. So 1 will be obviously 1, since 1 minus 1 is 0. So e to the power 0 plus 2, remember that, which will equal 3. 2 minus 1, that's e to the power 1, so about 3 plus 2, so you could say about 5. Then 3 minus 1 is 2, so e to the power 2 is about 7.3. Plus 2, that's about 9.3. We could do about 9. We could do 9.3. E to the power negative 1 is 1 by 3. So we could add that by 2, we get 2.3. So let's graph that real quick. Let me just take a different one. So at 0 we get we're already up to 2.3. At 1 we are at 5. We are at 3. So 1 we're at 3. 2 we are at 5. 3 is 9. Okay, let me just zoom out. 3 is 9.3. So I'm gonna graph the 3 and at 9.3. So this is this is actually a little bit incorrect. Sorry. I think there's an eraser tool for this whiteboard, but I don't know. Like, there's no eraser tool for this whiteboard. We'll look at one more example as well after this. So let's look. Let me just get this out of here. Let's take bread. So if it's 1, it's 3. So 1 is 3, which is right here. 2 is 5. So 2 will be right here, and 5 will be 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that? 3 is 9.3. So we gotta go to 3. 3 is right here. 9.3. 2, 4, 6, 8. 9.3 will be like right there. And 0 is at 2.3. So 0 is around 2.3. So this is 1, 2, it's 2.3 be here. So I think this is we can draw a graph on this. Looks pretty decent. We can probably that. Okay, that's the graph. Take a look at it. Okay, next we're gonna do one more example. Okay, we're gonna erase this entire thing. Let's take the black marker again. Let's do negative e to the power x. Negative x, yeah. Negative e to the power negative x. We don't need to do much more complex things here, since it's basically the same concept. So we don't have to include h and k. It's the same concept. I just want to show you a different type of problem. Okay, so we'll say 1, -1, -2, and 0. Okay, negative e to the power negative x is negative 1 by 3. -1, so -1 into negative is 1. E to the power 1 is 2.71, so minus 2.71. -2 is, if we plug in -2, we get e to the power, which is about e to the power 2, which is about 7.3. So negative 7.3. And 0 will be -0, so 2.71 to the power 0, negative whatever it is, it's going to always be 1. So let's graph that real quick. There's no asymptotes, so we don't need to draw anything. We'll make this gray. So 1, we have, so our x is 1, and our y is -1 by 3. So like right there. our negative one's here, is about 2.71. So like right there. I'm just gonna say, yeah, like that. Zeros are 1. -2 is at 7.3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About there. 1, 2. So like that. So we're gonna graph it. I mean, let's do green this time. Green is interesting. Okay, we're gonna do something like that. We're gonna come all the way around like that. Go like that. Okay, that's basically it for the video. These are all the examples you got now. Mainly, if you know that E is equal to 2.71, or 2.7, you should be okay. And make sure to plug in stuff correctly. Okay, anyways, bye.